Hello, everyone, and thank you so much for being with us on this new episode of Inspiring Our World. Today, I feel exceptionally blessed during this time of gratitude, during the holiday time, to have with us Luis Kasuga, our intrepid leader, our CEO, and our president, whom we all love and trust. So thank you, Luis, so much for taking your time. I know you're so busy. You work from noon to night, or sort of early morning, I should say, to night, not noon. I wish it was noon for you, but it isn't. From early morning. And I know that you devote your life to the growth of Nikken and of course to your family and everything else. So today we're going to really talk about gratitude during this holiday season.
Wonderful.
Yeah, and we can really start wherever you feel called to start.
Well, thank you, Julie, for what you are doing with this communication, with these podcasts. And I love the way that so many people have been participating during the course of the year. So I wish to all of them a lot of success in their journeys. And thank you for sharing what you have and your experiences to many people. Well, this topic is fantastic. I love this topic. Gratitude is for me everything. I have to learn this as many of you in the rough way at difficult times. Things didn't went as I wish when I was young, and of course that make me be in different emotional stages, and that's normal in life. But at that time I thought that why I don't have the life of others, that they looks more happy, they looks with more opportunities, and I was like just looking at the what I didn't have. But I had at that moment good things, but if I start comparing, start making me feel like something was missing. But I have my spiritual leader, who's my mother. My mother told me that if you try to see in others' life, you will see things that are better than what you have, and sometimes worse. But the more you try to compare your life with others, you will suffer. You will just suffer because you are losing the focus on yourself. And that was important at that moment in my life, because I try to focus more in myself. And at that moment I remember that someone came and said, Luis, I have a great opportunity for you. I want you to manage and work in this factory, and this will help you and help your family to overcome the financial situation where we were. And I said, no, this is sounds good. I'm so grateful that I was offered that, but didn't sound correct, because I didn't have enough experience in life. I didn't have enough experience working, and my life is inspired by my grandfather's life, that he came to Mexico long time ago with nothing at the age of 19, and no speaking the language, no having the pesos or dollars. And he built an empire in Mexico. So that's why for me, that's inspiration makes me go through a more difficult way to earn things. So I start working as a waiter. I start working as a warehouse clerk. I did many kind of different jobs with the idea to learn more, to see life as it is. I slept in the streets. I went to different stages of transportation. I experienced the worst way to transport yourself from one city to another, the cheapest, or the rides, unsafe rides. But yeah, that made me build my character, I can say. That's still building my personality.
Yes.
And this was very important, because when I had to decide what to study, my career was more oriented to become a veterinarian. But life told me that follow the money. Well, so I decided to study other things, but at the end I was not happy. And that's where I was comparing. I was not happy. And then when I came to Nikken, I went to the Humans Be More training, the silver training at that time.
Yes.
And it was Larry Profit there, that he was telling me, not telling me, of course, he was telling to the entire class, but that was for me.
Yes, yes.
That he says that to find happiness is the best way is to have attitude of gratitude. And that was something that I resonate a lot in me, but I didn't understand clear well. But as I kept working in Nikken and I learned from different leaders, I understood that the attitude of gratitude is to be grateful for everything at any time. And that was the key to start a career, a successful career, because it was more to be grateful of everything. So sometimes people says, this situation is bad, wrong, or is unfair or whatever, but all those things are not happening for you. Or no, those things are not happening to you. All those things are happening for you. Yes.
That's a shift in the mindset, isn't it? That's a huge shift to say it's not happening to me, like being a victim. It's happening for me, like it's for my growth, for my ultimate health in the end.
Yes, and that was beautiful, because starting from there, I switched to understand my grandfather's journey, understand my mother's journey, understand every consultant's journey. And that's match everything in a way that I said, wow, my entire life is perfect. It's just perfect, because I was trained and prepared for this moment and to serve in the way that I learned to serve.
Yes.
And that's where I felt that the attitude of gratitude is so valuable, to be grateful for everything. Never think that, why me? Why not? Right.
And there's often that saying that, you might wish you had someone else's life, but if you were really living in their life, you would realize that they also have their struggles, their challenges, their growth edge, we could call it, couldn't we? The growth edge. Because it seems that when it's difficult is when we grow the most. And when it's easy and wonderful and perfect, we love it. We all love it because we're human, but perhaps we don't grow as powerfully during those times.
Yes. And we are taught to be grateful for the good things, or what we think that are the good things. But in reality, every single experience is wonderful. Every single experience. Sometimes those don't occur as you expect, but those are perfect. Those are perfect for you. One of my friends, she had a very, very difficult childhood, but she says she's so successful, and she says, no, I stopped blaming. I start taking responsibility of my own life. And now, well, she became very successful in her career, and I admire her a lot, as I admire all the leaders in Nikken and in any other activities where people go beyond their limits, beyond their boundaries.
Yes.
And because of they learn that it's not about the limitation, it's about the possibilities. And from there, be grateful helps a lot to create abundance in your life. And one of the other things that came with the attitude of gratitude together was the principle of forgiveness. That when we have this, we can forgive for everything, as quick we can forgive. It's not like we are someone so important that we are like, yes, I forgive you, right? Like that.
Right,
it's
like
not
a
like
superior
yes,
position.
because sometimes the kids are like, oh yeah, I forgive my parents, or we say, oh, I forgive my boss. But it's not that way, it's more about to forgive yourself for having these kind of feelings. And it's not about not remembering. We always will remember, but when we can remember with love, that means that we remember with gratitude. That becomes, everything becomes for you, will support you, to help you to growth. Yes. So when we have these times as we just had the Thanksgiving, I think that that's a wonderful reminder in one day of the year that that all the people that came to this country struggle a lot. And this day became important because it was when they could harvest in this difficult territory, this difficult land, and as at the beginning. And also I learned that it was a time also for where the locals, the natives, were also supporting the colonies at that time. So it was like a moment for unity, and for have this moment to say thank you to this new land, thank you to this work, thank you to the weather, thank you for everything that we now can survive in these new lands. But that happens in any culture. Japan has also the time for gratitude, that is New Eve. In Mexico also we have the gratitude in Christmas. So that's different moments, but we as human beings, we have to remember, we have to know that we are here because of something, and we have to be grateful for the life we have. And that's what I call love. At the end, when we put together the attitude of gratitude and forgiveness together, what you will have is love. That's the true love. When we practice gratitude and we practice forgiveness at the same time, that becomes love. Love is not just the word or the concept, a kind of concept of feeling well or loving each other. Is more than that. I believe that's imagine when the husband is grateful for his wife, and when any person, any employee is grateful for their job, or when they have a difficult times, they can be grateful also for those difficult times. The best lessons I had ever in my life to become a good manager came for those that others thought that were the worst managers, but they were there for some reason, and they teach me many good things that I can use and apply now. They never were bad,
right,
or wrong. It was not bad or wrong. The circumstances change, so we have to change. Right? And sometimes changing is what we feel that is uncomfortable, and we just start complaining because it's so uncomfortable, so difficult. Why we cannot stay in the beautiful stage we were before, No,
Mhm.
things change. Everything is moving. The weather is changing. Nature is changing. Our society is changing. The economy is changing. And sometimes we have to make hard decisions.
Well, it's the
Hard,
one constant, isn't it? Is change. But I
yeah.
do think as human beings, we naturally like safety, security. There's a part of us that likes to
Oh, yeah,
know
it's
what's
normal.
coming next. And yet it really seems that it's on a need to know basis. And I mean, change is life, really, is what I hear you saying in this. And there's no alternative but to flow with change. Because if you
Yes.
get stuck, then you're refusing to move with the flow of the entire universe, since everything is moving all the time, and we are spinning all the time on this earth fast, but
Oh,
we're not
yeah.
aware of it because we're all doing it. But it's really interesting that that whole concept also of what is real love. And it feels like when I hear you say what you're saying here is like a very unified experience. It's understanding that everything is connected and everything is working for the good ultimately, and to really allow that even if the mind doesn't understand it.
Yes. Yeah. We see a lot of injustice. We can see that the world has discriminations. We see the difference in between the economical levels in between people, but that could be injustice, or that can be situations that everybody had different kind of situations. And I have heard many stories for many people from around the world that the true thing is not how you manage a situation, is how you create for that situation an opportunity for growth, an opportunity to serve, an opportunity to contribute.
Yes.
So we have a lot of moments and good opportunities today. With this world will give us a lot of opportunities in the next days and years to come, as we were experiencing the last couple of years also.
For sure.
That yeah, we cannot ignore that those things happen. We just can learn from them as experience. So the more experience we can have, our wisdom grows, right?
Yes.
So it's not about learning, it's about to learn. Well, it's not learning, it's more about how you bring all these treasure that are these experiences to you and make them yours.
And
You,
making them yours, do you mean like taking ownership? Like you touched on responsibility earlier too,
yes,
about taking full responsibility for your life. I think that's huge.
yes, that's I believe that that's grand part of what I see in these opportunities that we have to thank everything. And these holidays are a great opportunity to forgive, because we don't need to carry that kind of bad feelings for the next year. We cannot bring them to the next year. Why? If we were carrying this for many years, as I did, I just have a heavy weight on my shoulders.
Yes.
For so many years, but those just came from my imagination. I can say, oh, no, Luis, those came from the things that happened to you. And yeah, that happens in the past, but I still carrying them today. So
yes,
those will not happen again in the same way. So it is better to take from them the experience and to stop carrying them for year by year. And that's liberating a lot. So
because what we're carrying is an interpretation, really, isn't it? It's an internal interpretation of what occurred.
It is an interpretation.
Yeah.
So you said something so important, because now when we have all this experience, we are free to give them a different interpretation. Are all these things that happen to me is to make me suffer? Or I can say, for all those things that happen for me are to build my heart to be more sensitive, to be more compassionate, and to be more giving, right? That to become more a giver and serve others. Here is so important because when we talk about in Nikken, humans being more, it's not the humans being more nice or beautiful, or it's not that way. Humans be more or become the best version of yourself is your own responsibility. It's nothing to do with Nikken. Nikken let us have the idea, but we are responsible to adopt those ideas in our lives in the way we interpreted them.
Yes.
Because we will never see the Nikken law of love or something like that with the 10 commandments. We will not have those, because it's what I like and love about Nikken is that is suggesting you to have a wonderful life, but you design your own life. Nobody will tell you what is a wonderful life. So when we talk about becoming the best version of yourself, that's you, that you feel good with yourself.
Yes.
And that part is when we do things that makes us feel growing, progressing. Those are the right feelings. It's not feeling well for doing something. It's feeling that you are progressing, that you are growing, that is important.
Yes.
And because sometimes we say, oh, I'm so grateful because everybody's treating me so well. But how you know that they are treating you well? Because they want something from you, right?
What is the motive? Yeah.
Yes. But in reality, it's more like what I am learning of this experience, what I am learning, what is this learning teaching me at this moment? How this will become as something that I can practice, because when you practice what you learn, that becomes the experience, and the experience become the know-how of your life.
Yes.
So at that
and then
point,
we can pass it on, right? We can pass on the wisdom. I mean, we've had lots of great conversations where you just pass on such great wisdom, and I'm like, wow, I got to think about that for the next month or year.
Well, the beauty of this is that when we have these opportunities to listen, things that make sense, everything starts like, oh, that makes sense to me. So then how you are going to practice it or not.
Yeah.
Because we cannot give wisdom to others. It's not possible until they practice or they go through these different difficult times or wonderful times. Yeah. And there's where the entire opportunity in life is. So for this season, I believe that we had a lot of experience of the last years, and we can make them ours if we are grateful with everything and with everybody.
Yes.
And we forgive everybody and we forgive everything. So we are now open to have all these experience coming inside us and to become a part of us. Because we are not going to reject them, we are going to learn from them.
Yeah.
And to build our own know-how to live. And that's part of that. I believe that this is the great moment and the great opportunity to be so grateful for everything and everyone, no matter what is happening in the world. Yes, there are many challenges, and we will continue having huge challenges.
Yes.
Sometimes we will not like them. Sometimes we need to do things that we don't want to do. But in order to continue growing, in order to continue progressing, sometimes things need to end, and that's the invitation for a new beginning.
Yes.
So, and in reality, nothing ends and nothing starts. Everything is a long journey where,
Continuum. Yeah.
yeah, that has chapters. So when something ends, that becomes a great opportunity that something starts.
You know what that's making me think of right now as you say that? I'm thinking about a caterpillar. And if a caterpillar knew what was going to happen inside the cocoon, in that chrysalis, when it completely dissolves completely, it would not ever want to go into that. It would never want to go there, right?
Yeah.
But it doesn't know that it's going to go there. So this happens and it's part of its life cycle. And then this whole butterfly comes forward. I mean, who knew that a caterpillar would become a butterfly? It, to me, to this day, it's one of those amazing transformational things that I'm like, how does that happen? How does the butterfly imaginal cells, it's already in that caterpillar, but the caterpillar would be very freaked out if it knew it was going to have to dissolve in order to become its best self.
Yes. Yeah, nature teaches a lot of things. A lot of things.
Yes.
So that is the importance that we can learn, we can observe, we can reflect, we can focus better in what is important. And that will teach us many things. Nature is always telling us something.
Yes.
And I love that. Remember that I wanted to be veterinarian because I love nature.
Yes.
So I was outdoors most of when I was a little child, young adult. I was outdoors most of the time.
Yes.
And there's so many daily lessons from nature. And that's why what you just mentioned about the transformation process, it is there every day, at any time, in any stage, in any different levels. The transformation is happening. So I will call the transformation that we cause, the transformation that is involuntary, like the caterpillar. It's not that I want to transform me to a butterfly. It's just the way they grow.
Yep.
But we, human beings, we can say what you want to become. And you can design that. You can design to become the butterfly, but you need to pay the price for that. Right?
Tell me more about that. What is that look like? Tell me more. Us more. We're all listening.
Because you will dissolve yourself. You have to renounce to yourself to become better. Right?
So it's a renunciation of the ego. It's a renunciation so that the soul can come more forward.
Well, it's about many things. It's your comfort. Renounce to your comfort, or renounce to your job, or renounce to a relationship that is not going anywhere.
Right.
So you dissolve something, right?
Yes.
And you have a period of reflection that is the cocoon time.
Yes.
Right? And then you emerge being another person. This is fantastic. It's just the analogy you did is just fantastic. The only thing that is, when we think that we need to go to the entire process to lose weight, to become better in a relationship, to earn more money, to have a better life. Well, there is, I will say, a price or a level of effort or a level of commitment.
Yes.
And that's the magic. The magic is that we can choose what we want. That's the magic. And this magic is just amazing when also we have the ability, we have the capacity to make that happen.
And that can allow us, because I do think we get a sense of our own destiny. I do think that we have fate and destiny, and there's an interplay.
I don't know about that in reality.
You don't know about that?
I don't know about that. But what I know is that if we keep moving,
yes,
we will not just find the way, we are going to find obstacles.
Yes.
right? And those obstacles are part of this journey. We
Surely.
need those obstacles.
Oh, yeah.
And then what are you going to do in front of an obstacle? You can claim it, you can surround it, whatever, or you can just stop there.
Right.
So we have the ability to choose.
Right.
So our power, our real power, I can say that this gift is that we can choose. So I prepare a training that the name of this training is I Choose. That is to remember that we have that power.
Yes.
So when people says, oh, I don't have enough money, so you choose not having more money. They say, no, that just happened to me. It's happened to you. Okay. Why you want more money? Because you don't have money, so it's happened for you. Right? Now, what are you doing to earn that money? I want to lose weight. Well, I cannot control my behaviors. I can't control my habits. You can't. Really. So that is happening to you. No, it's happening for you. That situation is making you are thinking to be more healthier because of that situation, isn't it? So
there's a discipline.
What are you doing for that?
There's a discipline in what you're saying. It's making me think of, the amazing book by Viktor Frankl, A Man's Search for Meaning, because that's ultimately what he comes to is we get to choose how we do it, because, he suffered so much through the war and everything. And it's an incredible book because
I read that book several times.
Absolutely, because it really has it sit back with you. You are the creator of your life in terms of how you choose to interpret, to view.
Yeah, you choose whatever you choose. There is an external force that maybe can change your plans.
Yeah.
But now you have to choose again.
Yeah.
And if the plans change again, you have to choose again.
Well, this really brings to me this idea then of freedom. It's like, I don't think we would want it any other way, because we have this sovereignty of being and this real sense of freedom. And that is our freedom, is to choose.
Oh, yeah, absolutely. So here is to get closer to the end of this podcast is taking back the subject that was the gratitude, thanks to be in this attitude of gratitude. Well, to be thankful for everything, grateful for anything. So that's our choice. That's something that you can choose, and you will notice the difference when you go to that path. You will notice immediately that difference. Everything looks different. Everyone treats you different. Different opportunities come to you every time.
Yeah.
And relationships become better. The bank account become better. So because you are focused now in what you can do, in your possibilities, and understanding that the true happiness comes just from progress. The true happiness.
Progress, and I would say service, because I always feel like for myself, but also many of my friends, is like we're happiest when we're in service. We're serving the world in some way, and with the gifts that we've been given and that we have developed, not just given, but developed, because you have to develop your gifts.
Yeah, that's why you choose to develop those skills.
Yes.
To be able to serve.
Yes.
That's progress.
Yes. And that just gives us great joy. Yes, absolutely.
Yeah, it's beautiful. So life is wonderful, and we will experience what we heard here in the news, difficult times. We are going to experience challenging moments. We are going to experience some ends and some starts. So that's part of life. And we need to keep moving forward.
it feels to me like it's really is the hero's journey or the heroine's journey. I don't think we would want to have a life that isn't full of adventure, but adventure entails challenge.
No.
It's all part of it. So we're all on a hero's journey, every one of us in different ways, and our struggles are in different areas of life. And
yeah,
then
I believe so.
Later. Yeah.
The most important thing, we came here to be happy. So, but sometimes we forget that. I forget that at time in my life.
Yeah.
And be happy is different to have happiness. So when we focus to be happy is a stage of life. So it's a emotional stage that you keep for yourself. And it's not because good things are happening to you. No, it's because you are alive and you can experience anything in this life. That's the source of happiness for me, right? I'm not telling to everybody, but that's the interpretation I have given to my life. So I love the way that many people are conducting their lives. I just see that all our lives are interconnected, and that makes humanity so beautiful.
Yes, it certainly does. It's marvelous to hear you speak on this subject. I'm so grateful that we have this time to talk about it. And I think for all of you listening, you're going to want to listen to this several times, many times, because there's a lot in here. There's a lot in what you said, a lot of wisdom. And I think we can all take it to heart. And I know we are all so grateful for you, Luis, and for you guiding this ship of Nikken.
Thank you. But yeah, it's there are the why we are here has a purpose. So we are all together in this.
Absolutely, we are. And I think we all know that. We feel it in our heart of hearts. And that is beautiful too, that the community comes together to serve a bigger purpose. And we all have our part to play in that, our own hero's journey within that. So thank you so very much. And I wish you a wonderful holiday season. And to all of you, thank you for listening. And I hope you have a marvelous holiday season. And don't forget, you can find this podcast on YouTube, on Spotify, Google Podcast, on Apple Podcast. Please make sure to subscribe, and please make sure to share. And also, if you'll rate us with 5 stars, of course, because why wouldn't you? Then that helps Nikken and that helps your business. So thank you, everyone, so much. Thank you again, Luis. What a pleasure.
Thank you, Julie. And happy holidays to everyone.
Happy holidays. Bye for now, everyone.
Bye.